R&B diva, Saida Garrett. She's up next. Let's talk. Welcome back, you guys. Welcome back over here to Pepe's Point of View, talking about R&B divas. I'm talking about Saida Garrett. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I just finished listening to Saida Garrett's album, you guys. Kiss of Life. I am speechless. I am so speechless. That last song on that album, Nobody Does Me. Oh my gosh. Saida Garrett. It's like she ended that album with that track, and I'm here to tell you, like, speechless. Speechless. I am so speechless. Speechless. And I have a lot of things that I'm going to talk about right now, but literally, I just finished listening to it, and now I hit the record button. You are really feeling this authentically from me. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Saida Garrett, baby, I'm here to tell you, sister, you know, life is full of talented people. And in talking about R&B divas, and here we get into this dialogue at times. And we're talking about this artist should have had this career, and this artist should have had that career, and why didn't this song do what for why didn't this R&B diva have success with this song, but another diva did? You know, timing, like, is it the right timing? Like, is it the right image? So on and so forth. Like, we get into all of the politics and all of the ideologies or what have you regarding someone's career. And it never dawned on me. It does at times. But this album, Saida Garrett's talent, let me see if I can explain it this way. You do what you do. You give it your best you've got, right? You give it the best you got. And you leave all the rest up to God, right? With the understanding that what you're doing is only, it's helping you get to the next whatever stage in your life or your career. And this album should have been, you know, well received by critics and the public alike. But there has to be, we have to get the mind frame of saying whether if it did well or if it does well, if it doesn't do well. At this moment in time, does that really matter? This is a part of my story. When I get to tell my story about my life as an entrepreneur, as a singer, as a musician, I don't know, a teacher, whatever, a chef, whatever that is. You see, you said, yes, I recorded an album in 1988 or 1987, 1988. Saida Garrett gets to say that in her career. And we get the opportunity to go back and listen to it. Do you see? And to go like, wow, okay. Yeah, you okay, you got it. It doesn't matter at this moment in time who hears it and who doesn't hear it. What matters is that you had the opportunity to do this. And to see the grand scheme of things, to see the bigger picture right now. And I'm talking about Saida's career. And now just to see the sum total of all the things she's done, working with Michael Jackson, so on and so forth, to see all of that, the Grammys, nominations. Does she have a Grammy? I'm not quite sure. I didn't look that up. But she could have a Grammy. I know she has several nominations. You get to see that. She gets to experience that. And so for me, at this moment in time, and I can take this and I can receive it for myself, and I could just say, you know what, thank you, Saida Garrett, for just being you, just being the R&B diva, and just doing what you do and doing a heck of a good job doing it. Wow. Thank you, sister. I remember Saida Garrett's video being played on, of course, BET. And it very well could have been Video Vibrations. I remember that. And I remember her, and I was just saying, man, I like her. I like her. I like her. I like this. I like this. What I like about, now we're talking about the album, Kiss of Life. Oh my gosh. Whew. A'ngela Winbush would eat this album up. Okay. I kid you not. When I played it this time, for the first time ever playing the entire album, didn't know any of the songs on it except for one. I came across the second track and I'm like, I've heard this song before. But listening to side A, A'ngela Winbush would eat that. She would eat up side one. Kissing, Refuse to Be Loose, Innocent Side, and Night of No Return. As I am sitting there, and I'm here to tell you guys, I am moving. Like I am literally sitting here dancing. This album moves you. If you do not move when this album is played, listen, I don't know what to tell you. This album moves you. I'm talking about like you got to get up and get funky with it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like if you do the two-step, do the two-step, but whatever it is, you got to move listening to this album. But as I go back, like this album, what I like most about this album when it comes to, let's talk about the sides, because Saida Garrett with this album, she goes in and out of different singers. She definitely transitions. She like turns it on and off throughout these songs. I don't know if she's doing this intentionally. You know, the album was produced by Dick Rudolph. That name sounds familiar to me. Dick Rudolph and Rob Temperton. We know Rob Temperton. Why do I think I know that name, Dick Rudolph? Is that the guy that was married to, what's her name? Minnie Riperton. I think he was the guy that was married to Minnie Riperton, but don't hold me to that. But that Dick Rudolph, that name sounds familiar. I think so. But anyway, so when I heard the first song, I'm saying, this is me, A'ngela Winbush. This is A'ngela Winbush. She was straight eat this up. Kissing, 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 sounds a lot like Pebbles, Mercedes Boy, and A'ngela Winbush's S'Toi, It's You. It sounds a lot like that. And listening to, of course, I have all of A'ngela Winbush's albums, but listening to S'Toi, It's You on A'ngela Winbush's album, I know, of course, the video version, the single version is a remix, which I'm thinking that they remixed it sounding like Pebbles, Mercedes Boy, maybe to give her some crossover, success with the single, and I'm just thinking that Kissing for Saida Garrett kind of picked up where it left off, and maybe that's why I'm hearing the similarities in comparing. Maybe A'ngela Winbush would sing this song because of the similarities. But what I like most about Saida Garrett vocally is that she has the same vocal style and attitude that A'ngela Winbush has when she's approaching her song. Like if you listen to A'ngela Winbush's Sharp album and you listen to this album, listen to A'ngela Winbush's, her tone, her style, it's straight up A'ngela Winbush. It's just what it is to me. And then I get to the second track and I'm saying, I've heard this song, I Refuse to Be Loose. I don't know where I heard it from. I don't know if this track ever got any airplay, radio airplay. I'm not sure, but I know I've never had this album before, but I know this song. So somewhere around me, this song got some play somewhere because I know I heard this song before. So moving on from that. And I'm sitting there rocking and I'm dancing to it. And then as I'm listening to it, I'm like, okay, let me check out who this is because it sounds a lot like Sheena Easton. So then come to find out, L.A. Reid and Babyface, of course, wrote this track, which lets me know now I'm not far from it because if she records this album in 1987 and then it gets, airplay in 1988, L.A. Reid and Babyface works with Sheena Easton in 1988, or at least she releases her album on MCA Records, The Lover in Me, in 1988, which then lets me know that they are somehow or another working with these two divas, around the same time. I don't know why they didn't continue to work with her. They didn't give her more tracks. Who knows? Rob Temperton, he's no slouch. And this album is executive produced by Quincy Jones. So, it's not like they didn't need, you know what I'm saying, L.A. Reid and Babyface, But I'm here to tell you, I Refuse to Be Loose. Oh my gosh. Like, you know what, Saida Garrett, that song needs to be, re-recorded. I'm just saying, in this day and time, this could be like a woman's empowerment song. I'm just saying, I'm just saying, you need to go into the studio. Yeah, and y'all need to re-record this song and put it out there. Like we got all these females now, talking about all this stuff, you know, carrying on. You know, I'm not saying I'm being approved. I'm just saying, you know, we need to balance it. So we need another I refuse to be loose. And you, Saida, you need to go back in, and you and L.A. Reid and Babyface and Quincy, y'all need to go back in, and y'all need to, you know, kind of, you know, make this relevant for this day and time and say, hey, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, sidetrack. So that's what I like about, that's what I kind of saw with the single I Refuse to Be Loose. But again, this album is definitely popping. I'm sorry, you guys, I got sidetracked. Another thing that I picked up on when I'm listening to Saida Garrett and vocally that I love about her. I already brought up A'ngela Winbush's vocal style, right? Her approach to a song, right? Rough, tough, and still ladylike. Then I thought, as I'm listening to it, I was like, I've never compared A'ngela Winbush's vocal techniques to any other singer. I've never. And then as I'm listening to this album, I said, Tina Turner. Saida Garrett seems to fit in between these two divas right here on side one. You know, she's pulling in a little bit of A'ngela Winbush. She's pulling in a little bit of Tina Turner. She's there. I think I think she can go in and out of each one. The only thing is that she doesn't have that 4-octave range that A'ngela Winbush has. And that's what's missing on these tracks. Okay, there's nothing else missing. You know, I'm just going, you know, on my A'ngela Winbush rant right now and just see her soar. And I ain't talking about hitting the note, if you will, you know, like, and hitting and holding the note. You know, A'ngela Winbush can squeeze it in just a little smidge and you go like, yeah. Yeah, I'm just here to tell you, you know, just A'ngela can glide on it. She just glide through it, you know. And that's what's kind of missing, you know. And give you a prime example of how she does it. Think about songs with A'ngela Winbush like Imagination of the Heart. What's another one? Imagination of the Heart. You can think about Sharp. Sharp is another one, but I'm not thinking about that song. I can't think of it right now, and it's not Sensual Lover. But anyway, moving right along. So that's where she is to me on side one. She's having fun. I'm loving all of the tracks. I'm loving it. Like this album, I am definitely going to play this album in the office all week. This coming up week. Yeah, I know staff is going to be like, why are you, who you listening to? Saida Garrett. I mean, I'm learning something. But then with the, by the time I get to the last song on side one, which would be Night of No Return, that's when I'm saying this is Sheena Easton. This is Sheena Easton, the lover in me album. I'm definitely thinking this. But then I get over to side two. And this is when it seems like she transitions from a Tina Turner, A'ngela Winbush type style. And she goes into her, get this, y'all ready? She goes into a style of singing that is almost kind of like Natalie Cole, Michael Jackson, Patti Austin. You know, she's this type of singer on side two. So when I hear the song Kiss of Life, I'm thinking of Natalie Cole. I'm thinking of Natalie Cole and Wild Women Do. on the Pretty Woman soundtrack. I'm thinking about Set Me Free from the Jumpin' Jack Flash soundtrack is when I hear the song Kiss of Life, track 5. And then I get to track 6, and I get to track 6, and I'm feeling some Michael Jackson. This is when I feel like I'm going into the Michael Jackson type vibe with her. And my favorite song, and I know I talked to you guys about Kissing, Kissing. I know I talked to you guys about I Refuse to Be Loose. But my favorite song on the album, hands down, is Legend of Ruby. Is it Diamond? Yes, Ruby Diamond. Yeah, it's Ruby Diamond. That's my favorite song on the album. The Legend of Ruby Diamond. I just love it. It's my favorite song on the album, and I like every single song on the album. And this is when, to me, she's transforming into Michael Jackson, Patti Austin. I'm getting it. And I'm loving every bit of where she's taking me on this album. And then I get to the last song. Nobody does me. I'm like, I'm done. The last track, a slow song, and she eats it up. For me, this song, if you have any doubt, right? Really, Nobody Does Me. If you have any doubt, if you just want to doubt Saida Garrett, you're listening to the album and you want to doubt her. When you get to Nobody Does Me, you're convinced. It's over with. It's over with. It's like she has pulled you in. She's convinced you. And you know what you want to do? It's like you just want to sit down and grab your favorite drink, your favorite movie, get your cozy comforter, and just sit back and say, all right, you're convinced, right? She's home, and I love it. This album is cut for cut. Like it's awesome. It's just a great it's a great album. Something that I'm noticing with listening to music now, this music now versus listening to it back then. What I'm liking about it is that I'm liking the fact that I can pull in other R&B divas and say, hey, that sounds like that diva, and that sounds like this diva, and that sounds like that song. I don't know. I don't know if the producers and the record companies at the time had any intentions of doing these type things and say, hey, let's try one of these type songs. It very well could be, but I wasn't listening for that. Back then, unless it was like smack dab in my face, like I couldn't miss it. I am aware that Shaka Khan has definitely influenced a lot of singers back in the day, and a lot of divas have definitely tried to stylize their vocals similar to Shaka Khan. However, to just hear these different types of takes on these other R&B divas when I'm listening to a particular R&B diva, I'm actually enjoying that part. I don't know if you guys are picking up what I am kind of sensing when I hear, these songs delivered by a particular R&B diva, but I am convinced. I'm convinced. Saida Garrett is definitely would be my A'ngela Winbush number 2. Yeah, she's my A'ngela Winbush number 2. Yeah. Anyway, tell me what you think. please go check out the album. I hope you guys are going out listening to these R&B divas, and just, you know, some of you probably are going back down memory lane, and some of you are probably just now learning them for the first time. It is what it is. And on that note, I'm about to end the video. And you know what I'm about to say. If you made it this far, hang out with me. I appreciate you guys and all of your support. I do. Don't forget, whenever I leave my mother's presence, she always says to me, baby, remember, I love you, but God loves you best. And make sure you love yourself. Yes, love yourself. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys next video. Until then, you know what to do. Take care of yourself.